at this time. We're gonna do this holistic webinar, and but before I go further and with my presentation, I'm telling a little bit about how I came to this little small wonder, the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖. I have a clinic. I'm specialized in holistic health solutions and cosmetic pigmentations, two different worlds. But I got into the holistic part because I had Lyme's disease. I had for 26 years Lyme's disease, and I didn't know I had it. I had a lot of troubles and a lot of problems, health, physical problems. And I went to all doctors. They couldn't find anything. They said, yeah, mister, it must be between your ears. Go home, take a paracetamol, take an Advil, and you have to learn and to live with it. 15 years ago, I got introduced to the world of energy medicine with bioresonance therapy. And they attached me with electrodes to a computer, and they could exactly tell me what was going on in my body. A world opened for me, and I was so excited, and I was so surprised what alternative medicine could do that I started digging into that world. I started to study nutrition. I started to follow all kind of doctors, went to all kind of lectures. I started to working with a lot of therapists together, and that made me into the health coach I am right now. I'm very happy that I bumped into 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖 about like 1 year and let's say 4 months ago, and this was a little wonder that came on my path because I got treated for Lyme's disease 2 years ago, and I was still in the aftermath. There was so much damaged in my body that the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖 came at the right time to get rid of the last toxins in my body, to get rid of the brain fog I still had, the concentration problems I still had, the pain I still had because of the damage that it did in my joints. And the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖 came on a time that was amazing. I had so much more energy after using the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖. I got much more clearness in my head. I got, and along the way, in 1.5 year time, I had amazing results so far. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that, but I'm going to just start with the presentation. And I just want to say is that this presentation is for people who just want to know a little bit more about the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖, about people who want to know more about frequency therapy. But there are also people who want to start a business with the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗖. So for everyone, there is something in this webinar. Just take the bits and pieces out that are for you. This is for everyone. So if I'm talking about business and you're not interested in it, that's okay. Just listen, and maybe you like it, what you hear, and maybe not. It's up to you. So I'm just going to start with the presentation, and yes, I need to push this button. So we're going to talk about health, well-being, balance, and frequencies for life. And everything is frequencies. And the person who got this already was one of the biggest scientists the world has ever known, Nikola Tesla. And he had his favorite quote: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Albert Einstein, he was so intrigued by it that he took his wisdom and he started to study it. And in 1905, he published 3 papers, and he put quantum physics in the world. He got the Nobel Prize for it in 1921. So this is based around science. What people and scientists knew is that everything has their own frequency, everything has their own vibration. And if the right vibration can shatter a glass, the right vibration can also shatter parasites, bacteria, viruses. So everything has their own frequency and everything can resonate. And with resonance and with vibrations, you can also remember cells and tissue, what their function was and is. So there are two ways you can or neutralize something, but you can also kill things, or you can stimulate things with frequencies. So the first scientists and engineers and doctors, they started to experiment begin 1900. And soon they find out that certain frequencies and microcurrents, that they are able to lower inflammation, to help with pain, to help with spasms, toxicity, allergic reactions, etc., etc. Of course, for obvious reasons, this was not very good news for Big Pharma, and they started to accuse people already from quakery. In 1934, Dr. Rife, he invented a method that with frequencies, he could even cure terminal ill patients with cancer. Of course, we cannot say this out loud for obvious reasons, but from 1934 on, it was forbidden to work with frequencies. Big Pharma, they burned the laboratory down. They took all the papers of Dr. Rife. Dr. Rife, he got on alcohol of all the damage that the industry did to him. Unfortunately, huge, beautiful things were being suppressed. Otherwise, the world would have seemed different now than it is at the moment. And what we have found is that there are still newspaper articles around that time to be found. There's a beautiful documentary made about Dr. Rife and what happened to him. So do your research and you will see that there is much more in the world than you know so far. From 1980 till 1990, some researchers, especially Germans and Russians, they started to experiment again with frequency therapy. And I was helped 15 years ago by one of these treatment devices. If we're looking at what are the Ferraris or the Lamborghinis amongst frequency therapy devices, then we have to look at the time waver. The time waver is about 1 feet by 1 feet and let's say 2.5 inches thick. And it is considered like one of the most extensive programs, computer programs that are attached to it. The time waver is from the Time Waver Group, a German company that already exists for 15 years, and they have 2,000 therapists worldwide working with their devices. The wish of those people was to create a device for at-home use. So instead of 1 treatment or 2 treatments a month with a therapist, the therapist could give a device at home so people could treat themselves at home with the frequencies and they would have much more benefit. 4 years ago, the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗐 was born. There is a sensor in the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏, which is the same sensor that is in the time waver, however, made smaller, that it fits in the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏. And instead of like a computer that needs to run on an electricity net, and you need to have Wi-Fi, now we have a very simple app that everyone can use. So 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 was born 4 years ago. They tried to bring it out via therapists, but therapists are not salespeople. Then they tried to have a web shop. But if you have a web shop, you have to have lots of budgets for advertising, commercials, etc., etc. That would mean that the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 would be much more expensive than it is now. And eventually, 1.5 years ago, it was decided to put 𝗙𝗨𝗏 in a social selling concept, and 𝗙𝗨𝗏 World was born. So we are a very young company, And yes, not everything runs smoothly at the moment. But we are in a market that is growing so fast, and everyone wants to have a 𝗙𝗧. So yes, unfortunately, some people have to wait a little longer than normal, but that's a good sign. And we're working very hard to get this in the hands of so many people and to get our ducks in a row. Lately, I made the analysis that we are building the plane while it's already in the air. So this is the success that 𝗙𝗧 has right now. The inventor of this all is Mart Reker. He studied quantum physics and physics when he was already 15 years old. He was a wonder child. He could play chess blindfolded. Afterwards he became a monk in India for 12 years. He came back, he had a lot of questions. He started to study philosophy to bring the physics world and philosophy world together. He's the author of 25 books, translated in many languages, founder of several institutes, very well-known speaker and lecturer at several congresses, also about medicine. And he wanted to make his technology accessible to all humans. And he has a big vision, a very big vision. 100 million 𝗙𝗧s within now and 7 years in the world. And he's going to succeed, because if you have that big vision, you need to have something that is really something that people want to share. And that is exactly where the 𝗙𝗧s is for. Of course, Mart Reker is not the genius. He has a whole team of all geniuses together. So he works with an international team of scientists, physicians, therapists, and engineers to make the time waivers and the 𝗙𝗧. One of the most important people he bumped into is Nuno Nina. Try to say this name like 10 times after each other. Nuno Nina, Nuno Nina, Nuno Nina. You know, you will break your tongue. That's one thing for sure. But at least I can tell you that this is one of the brilliant persons that discovered about 144,000 golden frequencies. He's a mathematician, and a mathematician that studied alternative medicine. And with that knowledge, he found 144,000 frequencies that has to do with all kind of ailments, treatments, pains, and mental and body issues. He has 7 clinics in Portugal, Spain, Norway, and people from all over the world flying to his clinics. And most of the time, those people, they are in the end stage of everything they have tried. And they are being treated successfully already for 15 years. He is also the doctor of Ronaldo, the soccer player, and the whole soccer team of that. So we're not talking about some dude from Portugal. It's really, really one of the biggest specialists on frequency area in the world. And he committed to 𝗙𝗧 and the time waiver, and a brothership between him and Marcus existed. Also, a brothership between Marcus and our investor is Christian Halper, entrepreneur, founder of Superfund. It's a hedge fund. He sold his part in it. He became very rich with that. He invested in the right time in Bitcoin, and he became a multi-billionaire. He decided to only invest in very sustainable technologies. I have met all these 3 people, and I can say that all these 3 people have the heart in the right place. They're very conscious, they're very sensitive, they're very spiritual, and they are beautiful human beings. So I'm very happy that we have people on board that can bring 𝗙𝗧 to the next billion-dollar company. We have a medical advisory board. We have 98 people attached to us, and these are the biggest frequency therapists in the world. Dr. Karen McMacken, for example, she's from the USA, and she is working with all the NFL sport organizations because she found out that if you treat the body within 4 hours after a heavy match or after an injury, that the recovery time is 60 till 80% faster. We are, in most parts of the world, considered a medical class 2 device. So that means that we can make a lot of claims too. For the US, we have a little bit different, but I come back to that later on. So the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗥𝗏𝗖𝗬 is developed and produced in Germany. So we have real quality. There are all kind of patents and technology to secure the communication technology between the smartphone and the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 and between the smartphone and the cloud. So we have to deal with data, and data needs to be protected in all kind of ways. So even at 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏, they don't know that Mrs. Jones maybe has a bladder problem. Everything is encrypted, so even at 𝗙𝗨𝗘, they don't know that. But the data of what certain frequencies can do, that is gathered, and that alone will bring us really, really far. So the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 is a medical class 2 device, and this is the certificate that we can show. And in order to get this certificate, we need to hand over 40,000 papers of proof of studies, of medical, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies. We have all the proof in order to say things that normally is not possible. In the USA, the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏, we can say that the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 is FDA cleared as a class 2 medical device for pain relief. So that's really cool that we can say that. In most parts of the world, we can say that 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 is a medical device for the treatment of pain in chronic pain, fibromyalgia, skeletal pain, and migraine, as well as for the supportive treatment of mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, and related sleep disorders. All other applications of 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 are not recognized yet by conventional medicine due to a lack of evidence in the sense of conventional medicine. But of course, we can say that much more research will be done to frequencies, and much more papers are coming out that eventually in the future we can also extend our list of claims that we can make. For the USA, it's different. In the USA, we can say 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the US Food and Drug Administration for the relief of acute chronic and arthritis pain and muscle soreness due to overexertion. 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 also has non-medical applications that use individualized, me and my Dutch mouth, individualized frequencies to help balance your mind and body and relieve stress. Always use your 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏 in accordance with its instructions for use. So yes, sorry, English is not my native language, but I'm trying my best to talk and to say this in English. The 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏, a small device of, let's say, 2 by 2 centimeters, 1 centimeter thick, 2 by 2 inches and half an inch thick, or 5 by 5 centimeters and 1 centimeter thick. There, under the home button, there is the sensor centrated. And what we have to know about our body is that we produce energy. We are living energy fields. We are, let's say, walking antennas. Our body is just one big antenna. We're sending out vibrations, we're sending out energy. And some cameras, they can put that on a photo. It's the Killian camera. NASA, however you pronounce it, it has worked on this in order to show people that photons are producing energy. So here you see the energy of a hand with that camera. And on the right side, you see a head with the hour around. So that's the head photographed from the top. So you see the whole aura, the whole energy field, the information field around that person and around us. This is really important for us to know. Sometimes people don't know that we have this energy field around us. But I can tell you one thing. If you close your eyes you don't see anything, and you close your ears, you don't hear anything, and someone comes too close in your neighborhood, in your energy field, you will sense that. This is also the same exact thing, is that we are walking antennas, and by having that, is that you think of your best friend and he calls you. But maybe your best friend is at the other end of the world. Is there a connection? Is there a line between you and your friend? No, there isn't. But that's the quantum field. That is the energy field that is science. That is what Albert Einstein got a Nobel Prize for. Quantum physics is what we are working with. So all our cells, they are power producing plants. Each cell is producing its own energy. So the cells, they create energy. The surroundings of our cells, they have an energy, and that's you can give that in millivoltage. So you have, if you have young healthy cells, they are between -70 and -50 millivolt. That's a strong negative charged environment. You have to see it that way. Our cells, they have a membrane. It's a cell wall. And the potential of that, if it is in the right millivoltage, like between -70, -50, you have healthy cells. And then oxygen and nutrients can enter the cell via the membrane very easy. And toxins, waste products can go out of the cells also very easy. Just by aging, that environment and the energy in and around our cells are going more up. They are going to be more positive charged. And then the aging of the cell is kicking in. And then eventually we're getting more pain, we're getting more inflammations. And because of the inflammations, we are holding much more water in our system. So we got edema. Then eventually we're getting more into blood loss. And then eventually we are getting an environment in where tumor cells can live much better. So what is the Healy doing exactly? The Healy is helping to remember the cells, what their energy is. And they give much more energy to the cells, so that oxygen and nutrients are being taken up by the cells easier again, and toxins and waste products are being expelled by the cells much better. So what you will notice is that after a while of using the Healy, that you will notice that you have much more energy, that you will notice that you are holding less water, that you will lose some weight, that you know, all these things can happen. The reason why we age much quicker is because we are exposed to so much toxins by the things we eat, breathe, drink, get exposed to via our skin, medicine, for example. And on top of that, we also have all the radiation we are exposed to. Think about our mobile phones, the tablets, the laptops, the computers, the Wi-Fi, the cell towers. All those things are distorting and helping our cells not in the good direction, but more in the wrong direction. So the Healy can help to remember the cells what it is. What happens then is that, and we can read the best from the bottom till the top, is that we are getting much more amino acids in our cells. So nutrients and amino acids, they enter the cells, and those are the building blocks for protein synthesis. And protein synthesis is like the process where protein structures are being formed to build our cells. And it is also that our blueprint, our DNA, is going to be duplicated much better. So this is being upped. Because these things are happening, more mitochondria will be produced in our cells. And the mitochondria are the ATP producing power plants of the body in each cell. And they are creating the ATP, which is our energy substance. So what if your ATP production goes up with about 500%? It's like you have a car with 100 horsepower and then suddenly it's like 500 horsepower. Can you imagine what you can do in a day? Think about young children. How much energy do they have when they are young compared to older people of 60, 70 years old? How quick are wounds healing with young kids compared to older people? So we see a lot of progress when people are using these kind of things. In most parts of the world, we can, or everywhere in the world except for the US, it is showing you that you can use adhesive electrodes, bracelet electrodes, and ear clip electrodes, depending on which kind of program that you have selected. We have about 120 programs diverted over 16 categories. So if you put the program depression on, it says you need to have ear clip electrodes. For the US, it's different because the FDA regulates that you can only use applications with adhesive electrodes. Of course, Healy World will still provide you bracelets. However, ask the person who referred you to this webinar, because they can tell you that there's, at the moment, because of Corona crisis and material delayment, that it can take a little longer before you get your bracelets. But, you know, still, you can use the adhesive electrodes on certain places on your body. As soon as you have downloaded a program or you selected a program, the program will be downloaded on your Healy via Bluetooth. That's only about 15-20 seconds long that the Bluetooth is very active. This is a very weak Bluetooth. I'm very sensitive to radiation, but I have no problems or no harm at all from this Bluetooth. Even for people who are still afraid of Bluetooth, after the program is transferred to the Healy, you can switch off your phone and then the Healy works standalone. There is a quantum sensor in that is doing the analysis. So each program has about between 50 and 400 frequencies. Most programs of between 50 and 60 minutes, they have about 400 frequencies. Those 400 frequencies are made out of the 144,000 golden frequencies. So that combination can work on a certain kind of program to stimulate certain cells, tissues, but also mental things. In the first 9 minutes, it is testing out the most important frequencies on your body at that moment, and your body is communicating with the Healy which ones he likes and which ones he doesn't like. The Healy remembers that, so it will never give you the wrong frequencies. Only the ones that your body likes the most at that moment. So after the first 9 minutes, it is uploading those frequencies to your body until your body says like, I had enough. I don't need anything more. There's a minus and a plus, so you can install the intensity of your program. In general, we always say the average is about 50%, but you need to feel a little bit of it. As long as it feels comfortable, it is good for you. There are very sensitive people who need to have much lower, and there are people who hardly feel anything, and maybe they need to go a little higher. So just listen to your body, what feels good for you. You need to feel it just a little, sometimes like a little tingling or whatever. That's enough. Then it's working good enough. What if there is a freedom from pain? How many people do you know who have pain? A constant sudden pain, and how much does that take away from life worth living? How many pain sufferers are there? And it becomes most of the time the main focus of their life and their thinking. So 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧 provides non-invasive and non-drug relief from acute chronic and arthritis pain. Also from muscle soreness due to exercise or work around the house. So how would it be if you can manage your pain in a very nice way without any medications? Think about some people around you right now. I think you know exactly a few people which you can think of that you can help. This is one product for the whole family. There are health programs, fitness programs, learning, job, bioenergetic balance, beauty, etc. So what I basically want to show you is how this 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧 actually is working. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you a demonstration from my phone, what you can see, and probably, yes, here we started. So what you see is that we have 4 apps, but I'm going to concentrate right now only on the app with the pink dot and the app with the blue dot. The app with the pink dot is the program groups with 120 programs that is only using the electrodes. So you need to have your 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧 connected to the wires and to some electrodes in order to give microcurrents to the body and frequencies to the body. The app with the blue dot is for analysis. That's only accessible if you have the resonance version, which is the most a big version that we have with the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧. And that one is working more with frequencies. That is like, it is the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧 turns, instead of sending it via electrodes to the body, the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧 starts to vibrate as a kind of antenna. It sends out the information to your information field, to your aura, to your energy field. It's like you are having a radio antenna that is sending out information and the radio picks it up. So I'm going to show you right now the programs that we are having on this program. So you see at the moment, I'm running the concentrate program. So it is now uploading the 0.6 hertz in my body, and it's now almost full, so 95, and now it's doing the 0.3 hertz, and that's 90% full. So consider it as you are having empty glasses, or some glasses are already like half full, but it is uploading these now to my body. I'm going to show you that this is all in Dutch, so I'm going down to put this in English, so it makes it a little bit easier for you. So you see all kind of programming categories that we have. So the gold cycle is the most important, and this is also on every 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧 version that you have. These are the basic programs that we are having, and these are created by Nuno Nina, the Portuguese guy. He put all his wisdom, and he says that each of these 7 programs can be used by everyone to get your body and your system in balance. Pure is the program being used to get rid of the toxins, to balance out the negative environmental effects and the negative nutrition or whatever that you have taken. Care is to balance out your immune system and your immune function. Balance is to help your body and your intestines and your organs to get in balance. Being is to get mentally in balance. Energy for energy, relax and to minor stress, and release is to to let go of pain, but also mental pain. So these are the most important programs that there are. Then we have pain and psyche programs, and in the US you will see numbers, but this is what we see in Europe and most parts of the world. So we have pain programs for chronic pain, depression, migraine, joints, insomnia, anxiety. We have learning programs to learn a new language, to learn better with studies, to improve your memory, to improve your concentration, to help with exam and stress. Then we have fitness programs, and I absolutely love these because due to my Lyme's disease and my the damage in my joints, I was not able to have proper exercise. And after my treatment, I started like half a year ago again with exercise, and I'm noticing that I'm regenerating much quicker, that I'm having much more strength, that I'm having much more stamina, that my muscles are growing quicker, that with the weight program, that my lactic acid is being reduced quicker. And also for people who want to lose weight, start using that program, especially when you are doing some exercise, and you will see lots of benefits. So do you have the job programs? Who do you know who has stress, who has lost his work, who cannot work because of COVID? Who knows someone who has extreme stress, who's depressed, anxiety on work? These can help them. The sleep programs, one of the most important thing for our body is sleep. So take this one of these programs, and I was using this a lot because also my sleep was very, very disturbed because of the Lyme's. But I noticed that like 1 hour before sleeping, I had amazing deep sound sleep. Mental balance. So in Europe and most parts of the world, we can claim that it is helping with anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders. So yeah, you can feel good. You can work on your anxiety, the things, the issues that you have mentally. And mentally, issues are being mirrored into a lot of health issues that you have. So sometimes it's not a physical thing, but it can be a mental thing that has the difference on, that is reacting something on a physical level. Contentment acute, amazing for if you have, and contentment systemic, amazing if you have, how do you call that? I put my concentration program off, and now suddenly I'm not out of my concentration. How fun is that? So contentment is when you are having cravings for something, when you have addictions. That's what I wanted to say. Beauty and skin programs. So when I was last summer, I burned myself so much, and I used the skin program twice a day, and I started peeling after 5 days. My skin was already my skin was already healed with 5 days, and normally it takes with me about 1.5 2 weeks before I start peeling. Now 5 days. We see a lot of amazing things with wounds that are healing much quicker. With people who have inflammation in their skin, they can use the acne systematic programs. Scars, we have so much scars in our body, but also on our skin. So scars can be used really, really a lot. Bioenergetic balance 1 and 2, my absolute favorite ones if it comes to letting know what the body can do. So immune system, cold, allergies, eyes, hormones, intestine, nerves, flexibility, circulatory, potency, menopause, menstruation, gastrointestinal bacteria, tonsils, liver, intolerances, toxins, head, prostate, lung function, thyroid gland, joints and bones, 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏. Lots, huh? We have meridian programs based on the the traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. So really to get your energy, especially between the organs that there is, to get it back in balance. Chakra programs, protection programs, really interesting if you are electrosensibility, if you have mental. Subtle is for entities, planets is for the moon, full moon, when I always sleep very bad, and general protection is just to, to protect you against almost everything, also against the energy of some people. Deep cycle programs, you are getting these programs after you have the healing for 2 weeks. Then these are unlocked, and this is the collaboration of 6 universities together that created very powerful programs. So this is a little bit what we have with these kind of programs. Very interesting. Now I'm going to show you what is possible with the Resonance app. And the Resonance app is, it's connected. The Resonance app is, if you are, the Resonance app can be used by everyone. So even for people who have, who are pregnant, even people who have a pacemaker, even people who have epileptic disorders, they can use the Resonance app. And why is that? Because it's not sending electro currents into the body. It is only sending frequencies out, and they cannot interfere with the pacemaker or those kind of things. What I'm going to show you is that you can create clients. So you can get an individual, you can get an animal in it. Doesn't matter. We are all energy, even animals too. So you put a name in, you put a birthday in, birthplace, female, whatever, a picture, and you can record a vibration of someone. Everyone has their own unique vibration. So this is my vibration. But you have your own unique vibration. It's like a fingerprint. And that's why if you have created a profile, you know exactly that this profile belongs to that person. So if you do and run an analysis or a treatment on someone, only that person will be treated, even though they are between 1,000 other people. So we can do, we can run, for example, from all the programs that we have, all the program categories, from the gold cycle, for example, I can do an analysis right now. Which of the 7 gold cycle programs does my body needs right now the most? So it says my body needs the most right now the pure program. Then comes the relax program. Then comes the balance program and the care program, and then the being program. This is interesting because at the moment, I'm in the middle of a detox period. So yes, my body is cleaning up again. So the pure program will help me a lot right now to support me in this process. And then the relax program is very good afterwards. What we can also see is that, so we have all these kind of things. So you can choose, if you don't know which program you need to run, just take the resonance and do an analysis on yourself, and then you can see which program that you need. On top of that, you're getting 7 extra holistic categories, like the Bach flower remedies, amino acids, and where vitamins and amino acids are being displayed, materia medica, medical herbs, Australian bush flowers, those are 68, Alaskan gem elixirs, I Ching, which has to do with thoughts and spirits, Schussler salts, mineral salts, a lot of extra programs. And if you run these, you're also getting a description about what kind of things that you need right now in order to help or support you. So then you can find out maybe a little bit more in depth what is going on into your system. So there's a description coming out of this, so you can do an analysis on that. What I also want to show you is that you can do an aura analysis. And let me just record my aura at the moment. And then it just gives me a nice image. I get an interpretation. And I can show you, okay, so my forehead, my heart, and my root chakra, they are a little bit out of balance. So how do I get them in balance? Then I need to do a little bit more deeper analysis. So I'm running that right now. And then it goes really digging deep in what exactly is to get my aura in balance. And then there's also descriptions coming out of this. And the nice thing is that you can vibrate these things, and even also the other programs, you can vibrate these like 4 or 6 times a day, 1 minute 20, or 3 times a day, 2 minute 49, or 1 time a day, 5 minutes 59, or 1 time a day, 12 minute 40. Just depending on how hard you need it, you can do these kind of things. I wouldn't do longer than this, but because this is for buildings and organizations, this is not for human beings. So between 1 minute and 12 minutes or 26, very, very rare, then you can do these things. So if I do select 1 minute 20, what it is doing right now, it is sending the frequencies to my aura, to my energy field, to my information field. Like it is a radio or a TV antenna sending signals out, and another antenna is transferring it into information. So basically we're giving the body right now information, and the aura, the energy field around me is doing something like this. A lot of people don't understand things they don't see. Well, I got news for you. Maybe you are watching this webinar via a mobile phone or a tablet. And do you see a physical connection between your mobile phone in the USA and my computer, which is standing alone here in my living room? No. Everything that you see right now is being transferred via frequencies to the Wi-Fi router, that to a satellite. The satellite goes to somewhere at the other end of the world, and you're seeing it on your phone. So sometimes you don't necessarily need to see things in order to know that they are there. And that's the same also for when you are doing these kind of programs, let's say the job programs. So you have the job programs, and what's coming out of these, there are not 400 frequencies in each program, what you see here. This is only like the top frequencies that belong to one of these program groups is coming out and testing on you. So if you want to have the whole range of frequencies, you need to go to the treatment app with the electrodes, and then it is getting the full range of frequencies to you. But if you want to have the simplified frequencies, the most important ones from the categories, then you can do that via the resonance app. So really, really amazing things we are seeing. So I can also give these frequencies to my body at this moment. That is what we are having here right now. Interesting, huh? That's a lot of information, right? This is yes, this is no, this is sleeping. Yes. Huh? So maybe what I can do is that I can ask maybe a few users which we have online. Maybe I can ask them to unmute themselves and give me or us, let's say us, maybe they can give us in, let's say, a minute time what their experience is with the Healy. So if you want, you can unmute yourself now and please let us know what are your experiences. I see Elizabeth Bunej. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry.
Yes, bonjour. I'm in Wisconsin, and I started about 6 weeks ago, and I followed the recommendations of doing the Gold program from Pure Balance and Release, and I did that for 2 weeks. And at the end, they said you can throw in detox of kidney and liver. And once I got to that, oh my gosh, I was detoxing like crazy. And it was producing, I hate to say it, but a lot of whiteheads on my nose and on my cheeks because I had rosacea. And I take like the best vitamins in the world, and yet it still was not detoxing me enough. And it's just putting me, into now that I've been using it 6 weeks, I see my skin getting better. The rosacea, red spots on my face are fading away, on my hands, and I'm really loving it. So I don't have severe pain, chronic pain, that kind of thing. So I don't have that experience, but a lot of people, I have been finding people with migraine or back pain. When I do sessions with them, it is almost gone or gone in 20 minutes. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks, Elizabeth. You know, we see amazing things, and sometimes people start using the 𝗙𝗨 and they're very excited, and suddenly they are realizing, whoa, I'm getting sick, or I'm getting a headache, or I'm getting pimples, or I'm getting how do you call it, a cold sore or whatever, you know? But this is good. I always say this is amazing because the body starts to be in a cleanup process. It's cleaning out the garage. And, you know, when you are cleaning up the attic of your house or the garage, where does all the junk goes? It goes, that needs to be sorted out. It's going into your whole house. So sometimes it needs to be a chaos before it turns into something beautiful. And this is a really good thing, Elizabeth. Thank you for sharing with this. Yeah. Someone else who wants to share with us their experience in a minute time? Bring it on. Arno.
Hi. Good evening from the Netherlands also. Well, also like Mart, since March 29, I'm a user of the 𝗙𝗨, and when you know that I had in 14 September 2018 a slight heart attack, and you know, they had to place 3 stents, yeah, and in my blood vessels, and then half a year later, of course, I have to go to the cardiologist for control, and then take a blood test, you know, before to come to the doctor. And at the same moment, I'm also 30 April 2019 taking analysis with the resonance, like you saw the demonstration, Mart, and the resonance told me, first you have to take the program kidney, and the second is prostate. Ja, is dat goed, Engels, Mart?
Yeah, yeah, prostate, yeah.
Prostate. Okay, well, and since 5 years I take, you know, I'm 61 already, and since 5 years I take a medicine for the prostate, and also my blood research says that my kidney, you know, was just over the limit, you know, the results, the creatinine. So, and the analyzer says, first program is kidney, second is prostate. So that's crazy. What I had this week, this shorter time, for example, and I had that a few times already, but this week was also exceptional. I had a back pain. I came out of bed like a very old man. I said, oh, now I'm not 61, but 81. And I used 4 programs from the 𝗙𝗨, and everything was gone within 1 day, you know. And in the morning I had the feeling I have to go to the therapist and so on, because it's awful. Yeah, and the next day I'm helping my daughter at the camping place to pull down a tent and everything, you know, so everything was good again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Arno. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else who has like an amazing testimonial they want to share with us in a minute time? Doesn't matter, you know, it can be everything. Anna.
Hi. Yes, I'll be quick. I live in Iceland, but I was lucky enough that my friend recommended this to me. I got into very severe burnout in January. So my brain stopped working. I could not think, or I couldn't read or watch television or anything. I was just lying on my bed. I had absolutely no energy, physical energy either at all. And I was just lying like I was being a zombie for a few months. And then in May, I finally got my 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗏 and I started running the programs that the resonance recommended, mostly in the gold. And it just gave me my life back in just a couple of days. It was totally amazing. So I use it every single day now to just get my life better. Can't recommend it enough.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anna. Thanks. I also see that Doc is here online. Doc, he's one of the persons that started in with the USA in. So maybe he has something to share with us. If not, then that's okay. But I also see, I think, Patrick. Patrick is also here. Patrick, you have amazing things also with your dogs. Can you let us know what's going on?
Hey, yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, so my dog, she's a rescue dog, and she's 7 years old, and her entire life she's had severe anxiety when it comes to loud sounds. So we obviously had the 4th of July here last week. And here in Las Vegas, they celebrate it with a lot of fervor and a lot of loud sounds. So the first night that the fireworks started going off, I went into what she'll normally do is she'll run into the bathroom, hide in the corner, and she'll just shake uncontrollably for hours. And there's nothing that I can do to calm her down. She won't eat, she won't drink, anything like that. So the first night it happened, I went in and I just sat the 𝗙𝗨𝗘𝗏𝗏 on top of her. I actually used the microcurrent program, the Gold Relax program, and just set it on her. And because I wasn't using microcurrents, I turned it up to 100% and wrapped her in a blanket. And I came back in about 30 minutes and she was completely not shaking at all. So that was unbelievably incredible. That I did it for the next 5 nights in a row. And then on the 4th of July, it literally sounded like World War III outside my house. So I ran the relax program and then I ran the sleep program. And by the time it was over, she could barely keep her eyes open. And the fireworks were going off like crazy and her eyes would recognize the fireworks. Like she would dart her eyes, but her body didn't move. She didn't shake. And then she fell asleep. So that's a miracle.
And you also have something remarkable yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, with me, it's been pretty incredible. My sleep has gone from 3 to 4 hours on average to 8 to 9 hours, sometimes 14. I think my body just needed to catch up. And then I have an energy level that I haven't had in years. And then the craziest thing is my entire life, I've been a complete and total slob. I hate cleaning with a passion. And now all of a sudden, since I've been using the 𝗙𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗏, I enjoy cleaning and I'm doing it every day. So it's very strange, but that's enjoyable.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing. Thank you. Yeah, there are maybe more people, but we have to go further. But what I want to show you is that we are having a global experiences page. And the 𝗙𝗨𝗏 Global Experiences page is already with 8,238 members, and there are all kind of beautiful experience of people in. For example, this is what Patrick just was saying about his dog. So you can look it back. Fibromyalgia, scars, pains, concentration, more animals, whatever, go and have a look in this. It is amazing what you are seeing. And I invite everyone who has their own experience to upload it in here. The only thing I want to ask you is everyone that is going to be in this page, read the posting guidelines and the guidelines on top, because this is only a group for posting experiences. This is not a group for questions about how can I use the Healy for this or that. This is just for testimonials. We need to be compliant, and if you just follow these guidelines, then everything will be fine. So thank you for that. If you do that and help us to create a nice amount of testimonials, and even if it's like small. So Elizabeth, put it in. This is a good testimonial. It's just something like a detox process is coming up, and this is a good thing. So just share the little things. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. I'm going just further with the presentation. That's the problem with this presentation. It's just like so damn long the whole time. But what I just want to show you is what kind of editions we have. We have 4 different kind of Healys. The most basic one is the Healy Gold. And it's instead of like the time waiver is costing between $12,000 and $40,000. And when the Healy came out for the first time, it was €8,000, which is about like $8,500. But the Healy, you have now the most basic version for $470 plus tax. So with the Healy Gold, you have all the basic programs that Nuno Nina created, and you can choose one extra program group of your choice. You are also able to buy extra programs if you want. However, it is easier to, for example, choose the Healy Holistic Health. This is one of the versions that is bought the most, because beside the Gold Cycle, it has 8 more program pages for the pain and psyche, which is local stimulation, bioenergetic balance 1 and 2, mental balance, meridians 1 and 2, sleep and skin. So for the amount of 942 plus tax, you have everything that you can go into more depth, into more programs. So this is really interesting to help and support you with your body. If you want to have the lifestyle programs like learning, fitness, job, beauty, chakras, protection programs, then go for the Holistic Health Plus. So you have 120 Healy programs for the price of $1,413 plus tax. These first 3 ones are only with the cables and the electrodes. So these are not doing any kind of analysis. The analysis is only with the resonance. It is the same Healy, but you have access to an extra app. So you can upload anytime. You can, upgrade anytime. So you can start with the Healy Holistic Health and then upload it to the resonance. But I can tell you one thing is that everyone regrets that they haven't started with the resonance, just because it is doing so much and it gives you so much ease that you exactly understand your body much more, what programs your body need. You can treat not only yourself and everyone in the family with the Healy. You can do 3-4 programs a day with the electrodes, but with the resonance you can even treat people on distance, because we're working with the quantum field. We did amazing things with people in the USA, from the Netherlands, when we were starting up our team. well, while they still not had their 𝗙𝗧 yet. But we did amazing analysis and treatments on distance with amazing results. So yeah, a lot of things can happen. The price of the resonance is a one-time investment in yourself for 2,357 plus tax, of course. So yeah, it is a lot of money, but it is worth it every penny. And you will notice as soon as you have your 𝗙𝗧. Pick the one you would like the most. So if it is the resonance, go for the resonance. If it is the holistic health, go for the holistic health. But the nice thing is that you can test out your 𝗙𝗧 14 days from the moment you receive the 𝗙𝗧 at your doorstep. So from the moment it is delivered, 14 days go in, and you can test out on yourself, but on your neighbor, your family, your friends, you know, but because maybe they even have faster results than you have. So test it out on everyone you know. If you're not happy, send it back for a risk-free money-back guarantee. No problem, no hassle. Before, the 𝗙𝗧 was only used for sick people when it was rolled out via therapists. But the 𝗙𝗧 is not only for sick people, the 𝗙𝗧 is for everyone. There are so many people who are using the 𝗙𝗧 for prevention, because prevention is better than curing. I know how expensive healthcare in the USA is. It's unbelievable. I'm living in the Netherlands where we have a good healthcare system. And, yes, of course, we need to pay something, but it's not so unbelievable like it is in the USA. So what if you can prevent your body from getting sick or reduce the amount of medicine that you're taking? How much profit do you will have out of that? So if you are looking at prevention, you also have to include nutrition. You have to include motion. And we have several apps for that as a subscription to help you with that. So the 𝗙𝗧 works with several apps together, and everything will be exchanged, the data, and will be sent to the expert database. Again, everything is protected, so no harm will be done with the data. Everything is protected, that even at 𝗙𝗧, they don't know that Mrs. Jones has a bladder problem. So it is encrypted, everything is safe. But this expert database will bring 𝗙𝗧 to the next billion-dollar company. Only that database is having so much, for 15 years, is having so much knowledge that we are running years and years ahead on which other company, including Apple. Can you imagine that? So, of course, some disclaimers with the apps, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just going to touch base quickly what kind of apps with the subscription that we have. So we have the Heal Advisor Search app. Before, we had access to a team of therapists that were giving us advice which programs to use. But now you can do an intelligent analysis and search. So if you want to search on a concern or a discomfort or a program, you can type it in and then you get reliable recommendations. If there is anything not standing in, then you can send a little message to a team of experts, and then they give still the recommendations of which programs to use. You can also find your practitioners that are working with a time waiver. And of course, you have to pay something for a consult with them. But what they can do is that they can build a program custom made for you and send it to your 𝗙𝗧. So that's a big profit that you can have, that you have your own custom made program for certain kind of ailments or pains or whatever, something that is really specific for you. Then we have the digital nutrition app. We say DNA, but it's only digital nutrition and not genetic testing, you know? But everything has a frequency. So the things we are eating and drinking has a frequency as well. The supplements we are taking, they have a frequency. So in general, the things we are eating or having as supplements in our body, they have a physical component and a frequency information component. Of course, we need to eat, because without food, we cannot survive. We need building blocks. But our food these days, they don't contain the nutrients like they used to be like 100 years ago. So we have a lack of information that is going to our cells. We have some building blocks, but a lack of information that our cells need to do something. So digital nutrition can add that. So you don't have to buy these substances as supplements anymore. There are a lot of lists that are being created in order that I'm going to show you in this. So there's an assistant with several steps that can determine what kind of focus point you want to focus on. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to add weight? Do you have a better skin? What is your nutrition philosophy? What kind of problems do you have physically? What kind of intolerances do you have? So that whole assistant is having a big list and questionnaire, and then out of that, shopping lists come from the things that you can eat, so you know exactly what to eat and what not to eat. And then based on top of that, you are getting recommendations of extra programs to take in order to get the maximum out of your food. So your food still has some information, but now it will be unlocked with the 𝗙𝗎 programs on top of that. So you are getting like almost the whole doses of what it's supposed to be. Really, really interesting. So you have 48 substance combinations to cover topics as hair, performance, weight, libido, men, women, aging, lose weight, add weight, more muscle, vegan, name it. All kind of programs to help and support you. Then we have 72 individual substances, such as all the vitamins, proteins, minerals, but also melatonin, serotonin, those kind of things. The 𝗙𝗎 Watch, with the 𝗙𝗎 Watch connector, it has, beside that it is just a fitness tracker that can do everything that all the other fitness trackers are doing. Beside that, and the SOS function and the organ clock, in where it says like, hey, you need to run this program at this moment of the day because that's the best window in where your meridians are working. On top of that, it is measuring, analyzing, and finding programs and determining which programs you need to do, because it's getting all these data and it's having these parameters, so it knows exactly where your body is out of balance. And based on that, it's giving you day programs, like use these programs this day, and the second day that programs, and the third day that programs, and the fourth day those programs. So it gives you a lot of ease also. It's not as accurate as the resonance is, because that's real time, but this is for just let's say $25 a month. This is really, really interesting to get this connected. The 𝗙𝗎 Watch talks to the 𝗙𝗎, and you get 24 extra programs with it. The 𝗙𝗎 Watch itself is $240 plus tax, and the 𝗙𝗎 Watch connector as a subscription is $22 plus tax a month. The digital nutrition, with one subscription, you can treat everyone in your family. So how much supplements would you save with that? and you are getting everything because that information is working amazingly. So for $95 plus tax, you can treat everyone with the same 𝗙𝗨 in your family. Really, really interesting. $33 plus tax for the Heal Advisor Search. You can also take a bundle. So the watch bundle, Watch Connect bundle is the 𝗙𝗨 watch plus 3 months of the watch connector for $281 plus tax, and a DNSC bundle for $617 plus tax. And then you have all the 3 apps for 3 months long to test out. Lots of information, people. So I just have a few slides more. I know it's a lot. Just breathe in, breathe out, and then you're getting back. Just clap a little bit to get a little bit of energy again. Yeah, okay. Stretch yourself, left, right. Okay. So we're going into the last slides of this, yeah? Okay. So we did some application surveys. Which are the main uses for the 𝗙𝗨? So the most people use it for pain, then comes regeneration, then comes prevention and health promotion. Then stress, chronic complaints, acute complaints, sleep, wellness, seasonal discomfort, like hay fever, fitness, skin, etc. Amazing things that we are seeing that people are using the 𝗙𝗨 for. So there are also a lot of people who are perfectly fine. You know, they are yoga coaches, they are or health coaches, and they think like, I'm amazing, I'm fabulous, I have nothing, and they start using the 𝗙𝗨, and then suddenly, after a few weeks of using it, they even notice beautiful changes in their body. So yes, a lot of things can be happening to you. 80% uses the 𝗙𝗨 daily, 10% as required, and 9% every 2-3 days. So I told you, you can run 2, 3, 4 programs a day, but not everyone does that. So you don't have like full results if you want to, but within 2 weeks' time, 96% of people noticed an improvement of their concerns, from complete to a slight improvement, but that's 96 in 2 weeks' time. I've worked with several concepts, but I've never noticed anything like this. Only 4% had no effect whatsoever within 2 weeks' time, but hey, not everyone is using 3-4 programs a day. So even there we can get a lot of profit. How many applications did you need it to have to notice a positive effect? 15% had it after 1 application, another 15 after 2 applications, and 20% after 3 applications. People, this is half of everyone that noticed a beautiful result after 3 applications. 17% needed to have more than 10 applications. And let's be honest, everybody is different. So your body maybe has taken several years to get into the condition you are right now. So will 2 weeks be enough to notice something? Maybe not. But trust the process. And sometimes, like I told you, sometimes it can even worsen before it gets better. But that's the detox symptoms. Google detox symptoms, and then you know exactly what to expect. It doesn't happen with everyone, but some people can notice it. So 94% of people, they have amazing results, and they are happy to share the 𝗙𝗨 with someone else if they hear them complain about pain or discomfort. What would you do if you hear someone complain about having a migraine? Would you say like, hey, oh, sit down. I have here this little device. I attach you, I run a program, and I see you in half an hour. And what if that person would say like, wow, this is amazing. Where can I get it? Well, welcome to the world of social selling. And this is exactly what Marcus 𝗙𝗤𝗘𝗏𝗧 had in mind. People are so excited about what their Healy is doing for them that they are happy to share it with someone else. Not everyone wants to start a business with it. We are very, very happy with customers. We would really love to have a lot of customers and test out the Healy for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, just send it back and nothing is wrong. You know, you just get your money back. But there are also people who think like, hey, it's quite an investment, but I want to earn my Healy back. Is that possible? Then I say, yes, that is possible. So it is possible to start a business with Healy. This is not for everyone. So if you don't want that, that's okay. Just go back to the person who referred you to this webinar and ask them what kind of Healy they can start with. If you want to know more about how to earn your Healy back or how to earn a free upgrade, then stick around and I just give you a few insights. Of course, you need to work for, this is network marketing, not net wish marketing or net sit on your ass marketing, but we are in the world of social selling. And if you want to grow, you need to be in a growing business. Nutritional supplements and fitness wearables and health wearables, they are the growing business for the upcoming years. The worldwide market for frequency home applications was only $10 million US in the last 20 years. We did with Healy World in 1 year time more than 80 million. Can you imagine? That's big. That's really, really big. So we are the fastest growing network marketing company within the last 10 years. But I don't like the word network marketing so much because to me, it's thinking me of like, oh, I have to start with a concept and I must sell products. No, we don't want you to sell products because then it's not working. We want you to help another person. We want you to listen, to have a big ear in what people are saying, and maybe you can help them with a better health or maybe a better financial wealth. So we are in social selling. And you don't have to have any stock. You just refer people to your own custom landing page. That is your own, that is the web page of Healy, but with your own custom-made name attached to it. So if people order via that page, they know that they come via you. And you can do that in 45 countries. Which people do you know who live in one of these pink countries where you can do business? You can refer them to a webinar. Maybe this webinar, maybe some other webinars. You can refer them, you say, hey, I bumped into something interesting. Maybe there's something for you, maybe not. Have a look. And if people say like, hey, this is interesting, I want to have one of these Healys, then they can order via your link in their own country and it will be shipped to their door. Who do you know who knows people in one of these countries? You can do business there. The nice thing about the Healy is that half of what the Healy is worth goes back into the network. That's different than when you are buying shoes of $100 because those shoes are maybe made for $10 and the other $90 goes back into the shops, the middleman, and a lot of advertising. In this case, we are the advertising, so you are getting a part of these 250 euros, which can be converted to your dollars. And because of the euros, we do it in points, so it's easier to recalculate. So a Healy Gold of 500 euro, which is about $550, about 250 euros $275 goes back into the network. Part you are getting. So think about these points. So if you are not living in the US, then it's just depending on what kind of package you are starting with, determines what kind of percentage that you are getting. If you upgrade to another package, you get also the higher percentage. So when you start with a Healy Gold, you get, and you sell a Healy Gold or a resonance, you're getting 30% of this point value. But in the US, it's different. Depending on what kind of Healy you sell, you're getting the percentage. So if you sell a Healy Gold, you're getting 30% of 250 points is 75 points, 75 euro, which is about 80 or 80 something dollars. If you sell a resonance, you're getting 40% of 1,250 points. That means 500 euro, which is about $550, maybe $570. I don't know exactly the recalculation, but that is what you are getting via compensation. You can also earn a free upgrade. As soon as you start with your, when signing up as a member, then a window of 30 days, and at the moment for everyone starting in the month of July, it's even 60 days, there's a fast start promotion. So that means that everyone signing up, 3 new members or new customers with a Healy, and they all decide to keep their Healy after the 14 days time to send back if they want. So then you are getting a free upgrade to the next version. In this case, you start with a gold and you find 3 people within the first 30 or 60 days. Then you are getting a free upgrade to the next version. You can find 3 people, you can find 6 people. If you find 6 people, you're getting 2 upgrades. You can find 9 people, then you get 3 upgrades. So some people, they started with the gold and eventually ended up with a resonance. You can also start with a resonance, find 3 people, and then you get an extra free resonance worth 2,500 euro extra as a gift from the company to you. You can borrow it out, lend it out, you can give it to a team member who has a big network to test out. You know, it's your Healy, whatever you want. So this is very interesting. In the first 30 days in this fast start period, if you sell a Holistic Health Plus or the Resonance, you're getting even an extra cash bonus on top of it. So instead of 500 euro, you may be earning 600 euro if you take some action. The compensation at a glance is the direct bonus, which I just explained, in where you're already having 30 till 40% of the point value. The other points go into dual bonus, matching bonus, mobility bonus, rank achievement bonus, leadership bonus. But this is really something for, let's say, a lot of other webinars and trainings that are explaining these. There's also a very nice document in your back office that explains exactly how to earn money. But this is where the residual part, the residual income is coming from, especially with the dual bonus. You build a left team and a right team. In the left team, points will be gathered, and in the right team, points will be gathered by Healys. They are being bought and sold. So you're getting 15% of that. So a lot of slides, but basically what I want to say is that, you know, we are at the beginning of something really, really big. I compare the Healy right now with the first iPhone that came out. The first iPhone changed the world of mobile phones completely. That is the same what we are having. You can be at that part. you are at that part. You are at that first amount of people to start with this business. Healy World is not perfect right now. And that was also Apple not. Apple is $1 billion company. And you know, I still have troubles now and then with my iPhone. So yes, that will also happen with your Healy. So what we are doing is that we are now in a field, we are the pioneers. And being a pioneer means that you can be in, you can build your own business. You can have a big piece of the pie if you want to have. So take some action in the beginning and it will reward you in the future. If you want something with that, just go back to the person who referred you to this webinar. I will thank you a lot for everything and everyone that shared and was with us in this webinar. We still have 133 people here. Thank you, that's a good sign. It's a long webinar, I know, but that's always what this holistic webinar is about. Then we're just showing a little bit more. And you know, if you have some questions, just ask the person who referred you to this webinar. And I just want to wish you another beautiful week, and maybe till next week, where you can invite people for and they learn something of this webinar. Thank you very much.